Ms. Lee, after Justice Thomas's 1991 confirmation hearing, in a letter to the editor of the Ohio State Lantern, you made the assertion that Justice Thomas, as a black conservative, subscribed to the view that racism isn't an obstacle to success. With this ill-conceived assumption, which is a view that, by the way, I've never heard Justice Thomas express or espouse, you proceeded to criticize Justice Thomas's identification of his confirmation hearing as a high-tech lynching. In your words, you said, quote, "When it would make Thomas look better and garner sympathy, he was willing to acknowledge that there is racism and that it is an obstacle for millions of other blacks," close quote. And then in concluding your remarks, you added the following, quote, "I might stop short of calling Thomas a hypocrite, but I'm reminded of the saying that there are no atheists in foxholes. Perhaps you can also say that there are no black conservatives when in the political hot seat." First of all, what did that mean? I've got some follow-up questions about that, but tell me what that means.
Thank you for the question, Senator. First, I would note that the letter that I wrote as a 20-year-old college student 30 years ago does not reflect the views that I have today. And with regard to the nature of the letter, as I said, I was a student in college, a political science major, and the confirmation hearings were something that we talked about in classes. And that's something, the views I expressed at that time were the beliefs that I held. But in the time, in the 30 years since then, certainly I have learned and matured and interacted with clients and lawyers and developed in a way where I don't espouse the generalizations that are in that letter. And that doesn't reflect the person who I am today or the beliefs that I would bring to the bench should I be confirmed.
Given your vast experience as a defender, as a criminal defense attorney, are you confident in your ability to be objective in cases involving criminal prosecutions?
Thank you, Senator. I am. One of the tasks of being a criminal defender, public defender, is I've had to, over time, put aside my personal feelings about the case or the client or the issue, and I've had to put aside concern about public opinion or perception of the work that I'm doing. And so that experience of making the difficult decisions and putting aside personal beliefs is something that I've had to do. And I think in the context of criminal cases that would come before me, should I be a judge, to the extent that I have more experience than that, than perhaps some of the other judges, the beauty of the appellate process on the circuit and the fact that it's a collaborative process, I think, is something that also ensures that many different views will be heard and that a fair hearing of the issue will occur.
So you no longer regard Justice Thomas as someone who denies that racism is an obstacle?
Senator, as I said, I don't espouse the views in that letter now, and I also, as a judicial nominee, subject to the code of conduct for judges, I don't think it would be appropriate for me to comment specifically on Justice Thomas or speculate on his views or his beliefs. But at the time when I wrote that letter as a 20-year-old, those were my beliefs. And as I've said, those are not my beliefs. The letter does not reflect my current beliefs.
What about the contempt that you expressed for black conservatives in 1991? Do you still hold that view?
As I said, it's not reflective of my current views. And I would also say that to the extent that my personal views on any topic would not influence the decisions that I would be making should I be confirmed as a judge. I know it's critically important that judges don't bring personal beliefs to the judging act, and I am confident I would not do that.